All right, this is it, boys. We don't care what flag you're waving. We don't even want to know your name. We don't care where you're from or where you're going. All we care is that you came. Life's full of all kinds of decisions, and we have just one request to you. That while you're thinking things over, here's something you just better do. Join the Ramblecast now. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. Join the Ramblecast now. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. Now we're caught with our hands in the air.
Woo! I gotta say, Nick, that was your best one ever. It was almost as good as Matt's Living Room.
Almost. Yeah.
That was really good. I one of my favorites. That's a great Lennon song.
I chose that one because I always feel that no one ever buys Mind Games or Walls and Bridges. They always just go straight to
Imagine.
Yeah, Imagine. So it's like I'll do a little known Lennon song.
I liked it. It was nice. I almost teared up.
So hey,
are we too busy reading the chat?
Oh, let me move that so I can read it now.
Well, welcome everyone in the chat. So a lot of people joining us live.
Oh, this is live too. This is not recorded.
Unless you're watching or listening to this later.
No, it's always live. We just keep doing. We're just live 24
We're
hours.
on demand. It's a Ramblecast on demand.
Yeah. If there's one person in the chat, we all show up and do a Ramblecast.
That's right.
So Randy says, "So what's a rabbit cake?"
Oh yeah, this was from last week. We didn't get to that, and for the little logo there, I had lined up rabbit and cake for the Sesame Street. So I don't really know what a rabbit cake is. I thought actually Nick might know since he's from Tennessee.
Wabbit cake.
Oh,
It's wabbit season.
Wabbit.
Wabbit cake.
I do love it. Like, it's one of the actually great things I love about Colorado is that there's a ton of rabbits everywhere. That and prairie dogs.
We have rabbits everywhere here.
They're everywhere. Like, I saw two babies the other day, just little bitty ones, just hopping along, but they've got big ones, and they just kind of sit around and mock you and just look at you like, what are you gonna do?
You know how I know I'm in the South? Last Sunday, Cindy and I were sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden you hear this boom, boom. I go, that sounded like a shotgun going off. So I go out, I look around, I don't see anything. So I start watering the flowers and plants and stuff like that. And my neighbor comes like, "Hey Jack, just let you know, I got that copperhead."
Oh shit!
So he shot because it's legal in this area to shoot a gun. I found that out when the cops came knocking on our door about a month and a half ago. I think I told the story that it's okay to shoot a gun here. He said he did wait for the golfers to go through before he shot the the copperhead. I'm sorry, but he killed it. I'm like going, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
appreciate it.
That's the thing. I'm the opposite of that because I grew up being able to shoot anything at any time. People had their own targets in their yard.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait a second. Anything?
Well,
yeah,
any animal.
Okay.
Well, I'm an animal. I mean,
we did want to talk about some things that were happening, but geez, you really went there.
We had targets out in the yard, and you got actually one of the things you would do, like
moving targets.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you'd have clays. Like you'd have like groups of 5 guys come over with the shotguns, and you have little clay pigeons. You'd throw them out, and people would just start shooting. That's just what you did to take yourself.
I've never fired a weapon.
Oh. But like I'm saying, like moving to a city, though, it was the first time where it's like, oh, you can't shoot that here. I'm like, oh, okay.
But one of my favorite scenes from the show at Atlanta, as I was watching it, is one of the characters goes into a gun range, and all of these guys are shooting, paper targets of men, usually with guns pointed at them. And this guy, he rolls out his piece of paper, puts it up, starts pushing it back, and it's the first time you get to see it. It's a dog. and he's just taking shots at this dog, and everybody like starts getting mad at him that he's shooting a dog. And it's a very funny scene. And if you haven't watched Atlanta, now's the right time to pick that show up. So good.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious, very and it's good.
Yeah. So, but it makes a very pointed target at why is it okay to shoot a human, but it's not okay to shoot a dog target. It's kind of like
you see it on Facebook all the time. I'm against. I wouldn't abuse an animal. But you see it all the time. You can abuse an animal and people will kill you, but you abuse a human.
Which brings us to the topic that's kind of happening. I mean, we
talked about beforehand. We can't avoid it.
It's a huge thing that's happening right now, and we, it's happening all across the world now.
Yeah.
I
was going to say I remember. I don't know if you guys remember the Rodney King beating.
I remember.
Yeah. Now those guys. I don't know how they got. I want to know how they got out there in Simi Valley, and they weren't going to be convicted no matter what. But back then there were no one was walking around with a camera. Not everyone had a camera in their hand. Someone had a VCR camera. They recorded them, and, the rest is history. They didn't know they were being filmed. This guy, the guy that murdered Floyd, knew he was being filmed. Knew it. And he didn't. That's what's got me the whole thing. It's wrong 100%. But he knew he was being filmed, and he still didn't take his knee off the neck. And the two other guys that were on his back. I don't get it. I don't get it in the first place. I don't think I could kill somebody just, over a $20 counterfeit bill. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, and I've heard different reports that he actually knew the guy.
Yeah, that they worked together at some
point. Yeah, and so it's like that's what's even crazier. Is it?
And I've watched several videos. There's no video of him struggling. So in fact, they took him from where he was, wherever he tried to put the $20 bill. They took him. There was a cop car there. They took him across the street, across the crosswalk to another cop. Why didn't they just take him to the car that was right there? And so you start wondering, okay, was this planned? Did they? I don't know. You start. None of it makes sense. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's been
a hard time.
It's been a real hard week. I say that, and then I catch myself saying that because it's been a lot longer than a fucking week.
Yeah, it's been going on for forever.
Years. And I've been having a lot of conversations over the past few days. I'm responsible for in my work life. I'm responsible for a large group of people, and kind of especially during the time in which we're closed down. Like I've been, I'm responsible for like the learning and development and everything while we're closed. We're all working from home.
Are you guys still shut down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is clearly like an event that has consumed everything. Not just here, but it's across the whole world, right at this point, right? And I have a lot of people who I work with that are from all different walks of life, shapes, sizes, colors, and it's hitting really, really close to home for a lot of the people that I work with. And and to hear myself say this has been a terrible week, I actually get upset when I say it now, because the more and more conversations I'm having, the more and more I try to listen and I try to learn and I try to understand. The fact that I can say that this has been a really hard week is a sign of privilege that I have, that many of us have. So I've gone through quite a range of emotions personally this week, and it's been very, very hard. But at the same time, I think that I've said this to my team, and I say that I can't pretend that I can stand here and understand, because I can't. And I don't think any of us really can. And there's been times in which I've been on Facebook or I've been on Twitter and I've gone through and I've looked at the shit I shouldn't look at, the things, the posts, the idiots that really piss you off, right. Everybody off. Right. And I've gone in and I have gone and clapped back, right? And I have gone in and I shouldn't have, because I realized that after I responded to some of these assholes on social media, I realized, well, what the fuck is that going to do? You know, like, it's not going to change anyone's thought. It's not going to change the way someone else feels because I'm arguing back with somebody. And I actually took some really solid advice from one of my employees, and I'll never forget it. And, you know, and what we need to do now, and you probably have seen these posts everywhere, is that, you know, what many of us need to do is just to shut the fuck up and listen to understand, not to respond. And try to educate yourself as much as you possibly can so you can have a better understanding of what's happening. And instead of going out and responding to people to berate them, respond to educate. And that's the stance I've taken, you know, throughout this week. And it's been a fucking week, and it's not going to get better until shit changes. It's not going to be overnight.
It's not going to get better because you have someone in the White House. Like I said, you can disagree with the politics of Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Reagan, on down the line, except maybe the Vietnam, Johnson and stuff like that. But at least they knew how to kind of diffuse the situation. You have Trump in there making it worse. And that's like the photo op. I mean, just because he's being called out for being bunker, what were they calling him? Bunker orange, whatever they were calling him.
Bunker fuckhead.
Bunker baby. Sorry.
Bunker baby. That's what it was.
Was it really? I don't know. I was just.
I think it was bunker baby. Okay. I was something like that. So he got his feelings hurt. So then he's got to make this. He's putting the Secret Service at risk. Anyway, there was better ways to handle this. Like I said, Minnesota waited way too long to charge the cops with the crime. They could have just done that right away, and I think that would have helped somewhat. I mean, because it was clear. I mean, it was. There's no, well, you know, this because
it's not just Floyd. It's been building, and I think that's.
Well, I get that, but
that's where the frustration is.
This one was like, okay, this one's a no doubter. This one,
sure, but I mean, there's been a string of these over this just year. You know what I mean? Where you hear about these, and it's just like, God, not another one. And it's not a mass shooting. It's very specific instances that just build on us, you know, and to just let them go or to ignore it or, oh, that's just another one. I mean, and I think it was Mattis that had basically spoke out, you know, and what he said was just like very on point by the fact that he is working to divide us. I don't care if it's a political thing to say on this show, like whatever, like we've all seen it at this point. You know, and you know, in a time of we've already dealt with a pandemic, still dealing with one. And, oh, by the way, like 40 million people don't have jobs. I wonder why there's protests in the streets. You know, like, I mean, yes, it's about this issue, but also people don't have jobs. So,
and there's been no stimulus again. There's been no talk on the stimulus. I mean, they're talking, but they're not doing anything. So
the new round of PPP got passed this afternoon by the Senate and the House.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then it just has to be approved.
Chris in the chat said it's bunker bitch.
Bunker bitch.
So I like that better than bunker baby, but bunker bitch.
I got to tell you, I read it. I don't know if you guys saw what Jon Favreau tweeted. Now I lost it.
There's been a ton of stuff that I've just seen and read over the course of the last less than a week.
I forget who it was, but the Redskins, Washington Redskins, who I normally don't say Redskins because remember our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped calling them the Redskins. But
I mean, for years we talked about this on our sports show that
we called them Washington, and we had different names for them, but we never called them the Redskins. But they participated in Blackout Tuesday, and someone I forget who it was, but someone I follow, they said, well, maybe you should start by changing your name. I go, wow, spot on.
Yep.
So I go, holy crap! I go,
yeah, for sure.
And really, anyone in the NFL, the owners should just shut their mouths. I mean, I think they just need to shut up.
Yeah, so it was Jon Favreau, but not the Jon Favreau of.
There's another one. Wow.
Yeah, I believe
Jon Favreau.
I think he's from Pod Save America, which I'm not 100% familiar with.
When has a podcast ever saved America?
It was a phenomenal quote. I can't find it. I'm sorry.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Talking about, my bad. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, please do share it.
Well, for what Kayla's saying here in the chat, that because of the quarantine and the fact that we can't just watch these things, then go to work, go to school, go shopping, means we have to just sit and watch these. We can't just go back to our normal lives. So that's why it's really resonating with people more and making them wake up and realize. I
think
a
also
lot of us are at home, like reading the news. I mean, we, as a family, decided okay, well, let's get news actually, let's pay for news because,
well, like I said on this one, we actually watched the poor guy die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally watched him die. I mean, it's not every day you see someone die. And like I said, it makes no sense whatsoever. And like I said, this has been going on, like people said, for years and years and years and years and years. And we need to start electing people that will make, because the cops, like I think Eckhart said in the chat, they think they're above the law, and some of them do. And those ones, if you cross the line, then you either are charged with a crime or you're fired. Like the guys in Atlanta, there were 6 cops in Atlanta that pulled 2 and for just being in the car, and so they were fired, and now they're being charged with assault. I think
probably, yeah.
But
there was literally no reason to pull them out of the car.
And we all know good cops. We just like there's not all the protesters are good people. There are some really bad protesters out there and some very shady individuals trying to frame it in a certain light. Are you
talking about all the white kids with skateboards?
Yeah.
I'm serious. There's a lot of white kids with skateboards.
And the hula hoops and the mini skirts, all of these white kids with their.
I don't think no one's damaging anything with a hula hoop. But no, seriously, have you seen videos?
No, I have. I'm
okay. I know you're making a joke.
And then of course Nick shared the one in our message group of the 2 people with bricks.
Well, that's an old one.
Is it an old one? Okay, but that's
been around for way over a year.
Okay. You hate to laugh at it, but it is hilarious. It is. Those kids are probably no more than 15, 16 years old. And for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, but who's dropping off the bricks?
Yeah, it's true. Because it is weird. How many times have I seen that as well? You guys too. You just see a group of people, and then there's just a pallet of bricks just right there. Where are these pallets of bricks coming from?
Where are the cameras?
Yeah.
There's cameras everywhere. We got cameras. There's so many different violent things going on and different things going on. We have cameras for all of that. Who's dropping these bricks off?
So there was a video that somebody posted, and I don't know the validity of it. All I saw was the person's like taking a shot of and writing a story about it, right? So I fucking hope to God that this is not true, and it does sound like an extreme like conspiracy theory. But someone posted, and I forgot what news article it came from, but there's pictures of police vehicles loaded with bricks.
Now they're at the police station.
Okay,
and
so
people were saying what I heard was they were actually going to places, picking up the bricks and bringing them to the police station and unloading them.
Which makes a boatload of sense.
Because the girl that posted the original video said, yeah, and she came back later on and said, yeah, I think they were unloading them. I think that's what it was, but that's what I heard, that they were unloading. Because why would the cops, some are pretty, we're all stupid at times, but why would you give people weapons to throw at you?
Well, the conspiracy theory behind it is that they're trying to instigate the protesters to become violent, so they can then assault the protesters. And as far as a riot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not giving anyone a brick.
I know that. But this is what I'm so concerned about. Like I feel like that this is the evil side of social media. Social media has such great power, but it also has a real potential for being a fucking dangerous place.
Yeah.
And like I actually just skimming Facebook trying to find the other link I was talking about, and somebody that we know posted that, and it's that scares me. Like it's
again, I just heard, I could be wrong, but I heard that the police were going around gathering the bricks and taking them because they were at the police station, and
which makes a fucking boatload of sense. Like that
someone said they saw them being unloaded.
Yeah. But anyways, like it's funny you mentioned before. You're talking about Jesus. You're talking about there are good cops. There's a ton of. I'm friends with 2, 3. 4 cops that I know that are really good people, good dudes, And I actually reached out to one of them today because he was one of my buddies who was supposed to go to the Dead and Company concert with me at Fenway Park, and I'm just trying to coordinate with him because he already gave me money for the tickets and the show's now canceled. And I was talking to him like, "How are you doing, man? Like, how are you holding up with all of this?" He's like, "It's hard. It's like, it's tough." He goes, he has to go to work and prepare for riots. He's like, This is not the police work that I signed on to do, and this is the police work I'm going to do because this is not the police job that I want. I want to protect people. I don't want to hold people back. And he's just a really great guy. And I told him, hey man, like if you ever need to bend the ear of a civvy, like I'm here for you. And not to take away from obviously the importance of the movement and importance of the peaceful protesting, but if you do know a cop, if you do know a good cop, they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time with this too because the good cops give a shit. Unfortunately, there's a lot that don't.
I just to clarify my background. This comes from an Onion article entitled "Protesters Criticized for Looting Businesses Without Forming Private Equity Firm First." So,
oh God.
Well, it goes to the sentiment. Of like how like ridiculous some of these crimes are, and how certain people get away with murdering with a pen. So,
well, I have been having a discussion with people. I'm 100% behind the protesters. I've been saying this since Rodney King. I just like nothing changed. Everyone got all mad. They threw fits. They burned buildings down. And what happened is 2 weeks later, everyone went, okay, we're good. We'll just go back to how it was before. So I think the peaceful protesters and putting pressure, you have to hit the politicians where it hurts with them being elected. And you have, if that's what the power we have, you have to get these people out. It's the same fucking people that have been there for 30, 40 years. And we just keep, okay, we'll put them back in. And all they do is slap a little Band-Aid on the problem.
Yeah.
And you've had how many riots in my lifetime, tons. I mean, tons, and it's the same problem. Bitching about the same thing now that we were in the 60s.
Well, there was that Iowa politician that was voted out.
I'd never heard of the guy, but I guess he was a racist. So I'm like going, good.
Fucking shithead. So, I mean, in addition to voting, right? I mean, obviously that's a huge step that we can take to right some of these wrongs, because there
should be 100%. The people that can vote, there should be 100%, especially if we can do the mail-in voting. There is literally no excuse for anybody not to vote.
No question. And here's an important thing to listen. I was listening to President Obama actually today during the town hall he was a part of, and he made a really great point. And it's a thing that people, Christy, to your point, this is much bigger. It's a nationwide movement. It's bigger. It's a fucking worldwide movement, and that's actually the silver lining to all this shit, is that this is not localized. This is not a country. This is the world. There are protests everywhere happening right now.
But Rodney King wasn't local. It was everywhere. People were upset. I mean, it was what my point is about Rodney King is we all got mad. We all threw fits. We all did this, and nothing changed. I'm just saying nothing changed.
Right.
That's the whole thing about I just brought up Rodney King because that's
right. So a few things I want to make a couple points. So like the idea, I was listening to President Obama today, and he made some really great points, and he made the points of saying, obviously there's voting that needs to happen this fall, right? That's super important. We need to have leadership that's going to be competent. We need to have leadership that's going to be able to have a positive impact. In addition to that, though, the people that you actually really want, oh boy.
Matt, you gotta bring that, because it looks like you're doing something else.
That's what I'm laughing at. It's like you're just down there like.
Yeah. So, but some of the more important and forgotten votes, though, are your local elections. Like the mayor selects the police chief, right? The local district attorneys select a lot of the law enforcement higher ups. Like the local law enforcement is decided by local elections. You can't forget that. So make sure you hold your local offices, responsible and accountable, and make your informed decisions when you're making your elections in your town, in your city, in where you live, because that has equal amount of impact on the change that need to be made.
Chrissy said that no one rioted in Omaha for King. Okay, I'm going to say something. Hopefully I can say this without getting in trouble. Rioting, I don't think, does anything to help the cause. People worldwide were upset what they saw would happen. That's what my point is. They were upset what they saw would happen to Rodney King. They were outraged. We didn't have social media then,
right?
So you couldn't have that. The rioting, like I said, the rioting going on right now is really not the Black Lives Matters that are doing peacefully, because I said, you see, I mean, it's white kids and skateboards. It's everybody.
And I mean, there's tons of videos too of people saying, "Stop doing it." Like, don't.
I retweeted something where the guy grabs it's here in Raleigh. The guy grabs a skateboard out of the kid's hand. And the kid just looks and goes, "Huh?
Okay.
So, like I said, burning down, especially mom and pop type businesses that are going to be. Yeah. I mean, I had a business. Matt, you run a business. I had one for 10 years, so that I would never do it again. I mean, that's how bad my life was for 10 years. It was a nightmare. And some of these people, well, you have insurance. Well, some do. Some don't. Like I said, our business was so bad, we cut our insurance down just to cover the loan. Said, okay, we have to. So if someone were to, I mean, I probably would have been okay, but you have these people that are. It's like I saw something on Twitter when some guy said, "Hey, would you be okay if you have insurance in your house? Can I come burn down your house?" And the guy didn't know what to say. So I think with what we're seeing is these small businesses, especially like it's all people, it's minorities, it's everyone these that are losing their businesses, and a lot of them, like they said, they don't have insurance for. A lot of them can't afford insurance for lost income. Yeah. So it might take these people. They've already had the pandemic. Right. Shut down for almost 2 months, so now they have like 3 or 4 months. They have to go. They say I was watching that. They said we can't open that. We're done.
We
so blood, sweat, and tears, and like I said, the rioting doesn't, and like I said, it's not the protesters. It's just people trying to cause problems, and that's the sad thing. So,
well, and I think there's just that knee jerk reaction. I mean, even one of my neighbors down the alley, I'm almost positive none of them listen to this. They don't even know, and I don't know. He just gets on my fucking nerves. Anyway, I wasn't even there, but he came down and was talking to my wife about it, and he was just like, he was kind of taking an anti-stance about some things and just kind of mouthing off about some things and in front of my kids. And finally my wife was just like, look, we respect all lives in this family, and specifically like what's happening with Black Lives Matter. So, and he kind of shut up after that and kind of moved along. But it's just like, you know what? Like, this is why I'm not Facebook friends with my neighbors. Like, I don't need to know your bullshit. Like, it's better if I don't, like piss in your own pot. I'm over here, you're over there. Like, we can be cool with one another.
You're over here like this.
under the screen.
So Eckhart says in the chat, it says lack of empathy, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think there is a lack of empathy. There's also a lack of understanding and respect, because there's a lot of really good people out there that they feel very strongly that when their response to Black Lives Matter is all lives matter. Well, no shit. Like all lives matter.
That's not the point.
In this case,
like if you don't understand the fact that Black Lives Matter as a movement is incredibly important, then there's two outcomes of that statement, right? You either A, don't understand fully, or B, you are fucking racist.
I saw,
And I actually heard a story last night. In the town where I live in Franklin, Mass. There was a rally that was held, and there was a bunch of people that got up and spoke, and this guy actually gave one of the best analogies I've ever heard when talking to somebody who thinks that it's the all lives matter, not the Black Lives Matter. And he told this story, and it was I will share this with anybody who I have a conversation with about. Picture yourself living in a neighborhood, a long road with a cul-de-sac. Everyone has their houses, right? There's white people, there's black people, there's brown people, there's yellow people, there's all different types of families that are in this neighborhood.
That's my street.
And here's this: one of the houses in that street is on fire. What are you going to do? You're going to try and help put the fire out. You're going to call the fire department. You're going to go inside and rescue a kid that might be trapped in a room, or a pet that's caught under the couch, or whatever the fuck you're going to do. You're going to do something, right? Until the society can treat black people in the same way, then we don't truly understand the meaning of Black Lives Matter.
Well, you look at 9/11, and I've always pointed out, it didn't matter the color of your skin. The first responders went in there and rescued whoever they could.
Exactly.
So why can we have something like that? I mean, and then you can't have these simple. I mean, they're just bad people out there. I get that. And this guy, I guess, had the main guy. I don't know his name. Dickhead is what I've been calling him. He had like 18 charges against him, or 18 complaints.
Right.
Oh, the guy at the knee. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, how the fuck do you have 18 complaints and still have a job?
Police unions.
I get that, but God, that's what has to change. And again, throwing fits and all this other crap that's going on, and unless we demand real change, nothing's going to happen.
Yep. That's why the local state legislature and those types of elections are so fucking important.
Yep.
And I'll just share my thoughts. And I was actually composing this right before we started. For just as a general post on Facebook, but racism is not a political opinion. It's a sin and a blight on our humanity. Not all protesters are bad, and not all cops are bad, but what is happening right now in regards to the protests is a wake-up call for all of us. If you were offended by the words Black Lives Matter, Ask yourself why you feel uncomfortable with it. Ask yourself why you are making an excuse that allows you to dismiss those words. Ignoring the hatred is being complicit and allowing the knee to stay on the throat. So,
yeah. You wrote that?
I did. I actually wrote that. Nice. Didn't steal that. It's not, it's nothing great. I'm just, I was
an artist. You're a poet.
Well, no, I'm just we're all kind of going through the motions here of like what to say. And I've been at a loss of what to say, what to, what to share, what to, and fuck social media. I like, if it wasn't for the Jay and Jack Facebook group, I would not be on Facebook. And
Me too. Yeah.
I'm being honest with everybody that listens to us right now and that's on the Jay and Jack Facebook group. I am there for you guys. Like seriously, like I don't share anything else like other than what happens there. And I love all of the voting. I love all of the verses. I love all of the things that we can do as a community together. And that's what I love is the Jay and Jack Facebook group. But other than that, like I'd be fine with just Instagram and kicking it,
Me too. Yeah. I've actually frozen my Facebook account probably 4 or 5 times the last 4 or 5 years. But as soon as someone though tags me in a Jay and Jack, because you can still tag someone regardless if it's frozen or not, and it just starts blowing up like Chris Spikebeck has said this, blah 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 about you, and you're like, fuck. And as soon as you log in, it's just like, oh man, dick. He tags you like, please buy cheese balls from Planters. They're back.
Christy said there's an officer in Fort Lauderdale still employed with 71 complaints against him. God. How the fuck is that possible? Now, I hate to bring it's not on the same level, but when I used to ref, especially the college games, I was graded each game. The coaches graded us. If I didn't do a good job, I didn't get to ref anymore. So, and that I'm not risking it. Me reffing was not going to. No one was going to die with me reffing. So why can't it just be the same way with police officers? If you're not a good cop, and I know there's a union, but if you're not,
they've had a 3-strike rule for people.
Yeah, so, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, and it's like all is, it's like it should be fair. It should go both ways there, and the inequity feels harsh, and that's what everybody is upset about. Nick,
it sounds like everybody in the chat agrees with you too, Matt, about Facebook, or Nick rather, in Facebook. And people, I think I'm pretty close to dropping Facebook.
I'm gonna say right now, I can't drop Facebook because I wouldn't know what how her problem with those cats she's adopted. I need to know daily what's going on with her, with the cat, because she's not a cat person.
Get that.
She felt bad for these cats being outside in San Diego because the weather is so terrible.
Yeah,
that she brought them in the house. So yeah, I gotta have Facebook just for that.
And Kayla shared a similar house on fire story. I think that it delivers the same message, told differently. But yeah, so her says, someone's house on fire, the fire trucks come, but start putting the fire out in the house nearby. But the person whose house on fire goes, "What the heck? My house is on fire, not that one." And the firemen say, "Well, I thought you said all houses mattered." But the real message there is, though, between my story and hers, is that until we start treating the importance of everybody the same, which we're clearly not doing in society, you have to recognize the fact that Black Lives Matter means something.
But it comes down to respect, though, too. You just have to respect people. I mean, we're so worried this. So much bullshit that we don't worry about the things that really matter.
But one other last thought, and I know we're kind of overdue for a break, Nick. Well, I mean, just stay inside.
We're going to break Nick?
Yeah, we're going to break Nick.
That's how I heard it too, yeah.
That's not what I was meaning.
So it must be that brick again, Nick.
I was coming back to Eckhart's comment in the chat about lack of empathy, and I was having this conversation. We should all be having conversations with the loved ones, friends, and the people that don't get it. But, a good long best friend of mine, we were talking on the phone last night, having a couple beers or whatever. And I brought up I was drinking beer. But I brought up the whole aspect of there's so many people that are hung up on, the me first aspect. There's a big me first problem. Not me too, but the me first, what about me? the idea of like, well, like the All Lives Matter, like, well, Black Lives Matter. Why can't white people have a month? Or, it's like, it's all about me. Like this idea that, and there's where the lack of empathy.
I don't want a month.
No, I mean, we don't deserve a month. Like,
well, maybe I do.
No, well, okay.
Don't even get me started.
But I'm just saying that there is an aspect of this lack of empathy that goes back to this me, and then like, what about me? Like you're, and not just your.
There was a time.
Yes.
There was a time in which I looked at this differently, not in a bad way necessarily, in my opinion, but my eyes were not open, right? My ears were not open. My brain was not, listening and understanding. And that's because of who I am as a white male. I'm privileged, and I didn't know it. Right now I know more and more about it. But there was a time in which I looked at BET. You remember Black Entertainment Television?
Yeah.
And there was a time where I would say, I have said out loud in the past, and I can tell you right now that I'm fucking dead wrong for saying it. There was a time in which I said, well, why is there a BET? If there was a WET, there'd be outrage. I have said those fucking words in the past, and I can admit the fact that I said that, and I am wrong. I am fucking dead wrong for even thinking that. I cannot, and we cannot make these assumptions because we don't fucking know. So in addition to talking to your friends and talking to your family and talking to everything else, you should talk to people who are affected by this, people who have lived through this, people who have generations that have lived through this, and open your ears and listen to understand, not to respond, and try and do your best to understand what is going on.
John, the UPS guy, real quick, he said, the cops on the Rodney King trial with the famous video as evidence. What happens if these cops get off in this case?
Let's get to that in a second. I want to make this point. I've been trying to make it for like 15
Sorry.
minutes.
Sorry.
So it's kind of like what you're saying, Chris, about like empathy. Well, Matt was saying empathy and listening and all that. And so like I try my best not to believe there are bad people out there. Like that everybody is inherently good. It's just either kind of like what you're saying, Chris, they're ignorant or they haven't listened or whatnot. And so like usually I was reading a really interesting thing about someone saying be patient. People that say all lives matter, because usually they're older and you have 50, 60 plus years of people trying to be equal, like see everyone as equal. So when you say something like Black Lives Matter, that fits a little bit obtuse to someone who's not trying to think of it as Black Lives Matter too, because they're thinking, well, don't all lives matter? So like, you just need to try, when someone says that to you, try to explain or just listen to why their motivation to say that is. Don't automatically go, you're an asshole, or you're a racist. No, just like, why do you think that? Don't you think that these lives matter as much as ours? So that's what I'm saying. Like just saying Black Lives Matter. I think at first in 2013, 14, when that first came out, it struck a weird chord to people that didn't quite understand what it meant. And so that's when I hear that, I try not to lash at those people.
Right. Yep. You're absolutely right. And here's the thing: is that sometimes even when you do respond to them, no matter what you say, it's going to hit them sideways, right? You might not be able to align with what their thought process is, and that's why it's so important to be able to educate and give examples and share why it is so important. Sorry, it's probably time for a break, isn't it?
Okay.
That sounds good.
Let's break Nick.
Okay. 43-52. So yeah, like Jack, that's actually one of my biggest fears is what you're talking about. How
John brought it up, but I was thinking the same thing.
Breaking me in half. Yeah, no, not that. It's just the like what if also now coronavirus comes back with a vengeance, and then like what if
which they say it. That's another thing that's worrying me too, is because you have all these people.
Yeah.
They're walking down the street and they're right next to each other. A lot of them are not wearing masks. And you're like going, oh my God. Yeah. You don't want them to get sick. And it's just like, it's, I was watching some of the news yesterday and they said, the lady said because the reporter said to her, says, well, isn't it good that we've opened things up and it hasn't been that bad? And she goes, well, no, wait a minute. It takes like a month to figure this out.
Right.
So it hasn't been a month. So anyway, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Well, but that's what scares me is that, what if it comes back and we go back into lockdown, and then like, what if we go into a little bit of a depression or something else happens, and then also we get to the trial of this, which right now it's up to second-degree murder, which is going to be fairly difficult to prove, in my opinion. So third degree, I think, is really but like, what happens
the prosecutor's opinion too? You mentioned that too.
And so, but what happens if we do get a Rodney King situation to where they're just acquitted, or if they get like 1 year or something like that? You're going to have a second round of this, and that's
fucking hellfire.
Yeah. So,
well, what happens if they plead out and they go, okay, they get 2.5 years? I mean.
Well, if they plead out, then they're dead because like all the blood's gone out of them. I'm trying to bring some levity. We're dealing with some serious shit here.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking
about? Because I already know what the defense is going to do. Because if you hear in the video, the guy that actually kills him is saying to the audience, "Don't do drugs, kids. This is what happens when you do drugs." You barely hear it. It's very low audio, but I didn't hear that. Yeah, he's saying that, and we've already established from earlier that they knew him. They knew each other, so he could easily say, like, "I knew him. He's my friend. I'm trying to hold him down because I knew he was on drugs." And the thing is that the autopsy also showed that he had crystal meth and some other drug in his system, which is irrelevant. I mean, he shouldn't have died regardless. But that's what I'm saying. That's the defense I guarantee they're going to go with.
I don't. It just again. I don't care. He never fought. I never saw him struggle.
Right. Yeah.
Now
they straight up murdered him. Yeah.
There's supposed to be a video that they were saying it was a video of one of the cops reaching inside the car and fighting with. I go, but they haven't confirmed that. I said, where's the what am I talking about? The cops, they have the cameras on them. What's it called?
Body cam.
Body cam. Where's the body cam video?
Turned off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's happening. You know what?
That should, you turn it off, you get suspended a day. You turn it off again, you're suspended for a week. You turn it off the third time, you're out.
What happens?
You're gone.
Fucking complaints against you. You get suspended for a day?
Well, I'm saying about turning off the body cam. There's only one reason why you're turning off the body cam. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they get 2 years or life. No, I'm sorry. I retract that statement. It matters if they get 2 years or life, but what's not going to change is going to the fact that the second they step into jail, it's going to be the last day they live because they're not going to make one night in any jail.
It happens.
Well,
anyway,
there's other things that happened in the news this week, and I did want to mention this just because it was this one moment of goodness that happened.
Oh, yeah.
and it was something that my family could do together, although I was working at the time. But my wife and kids were able to watch this. And then the very next day we continued to watch it. But it was the SpaceX NASA launch.
Oh, yeah.
And
I forgot all about that.
I know, because it's not even been a week yet. But that happened. And it was just such a fun event for the family to watch. My son, he's got his Playmobil like spacemen that he named Bob and Doug, and he was actually like practicing the launch, like because he's got this Playmobil space shuttle set, with a rocket and everything, and so he's going through the motions as he's watching it happen and getting ready to watch it happen, and it was a really great moment. To just he was totally inspired. I mean,
yeah.
he's been wanting to be a biologist for a while. All of a sudden, he's like, "Well, I might work for NASA. I might go into."
Has he seen Apollo 13?
No, but I mean, he saw.
They got him back, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm not playing Apollo 13 for him yet, okay, Jack? All right.
What's wrong with playing Apollo 13? No, I'm
okay.
not saying
no. I'm trying to.
I'm saying it's a great. Hold on.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good movie.
I didn't mean that it's a joke. Now I see what you guys are talking about. No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's a great space movie. I
Having fun in a shoebox powered by a Game Boy.
Yeah. Still.
I meant that NASA did the
sure.
He's over there. Yeah, he's over there writing notes like Make all the filters the same.
But here's the thing, though. Like both my wife and
what's
I,
the clap, Dad?
and well, all of us here on the show, we've all lived through the Challenger, and so
that's what I was going to say.
My wife's sitting there with the kids.
I didn't say show them that.
She has a friend. We have a friend, family friend, just down the street. They're watching it with their kids. And the moms are basically texting like, okay, plan B, if this goes sideways, like, let's go do this. Like, basically, like, let's go to, because they were basically coming up with something to like be able to kind of, all right. Well, like, so fortunately everything went great. And again, like I was at work at the time, I was able to come home. And then the very next morning we were able to actually watch the actual dragon like attached to the International Space Station.
That Game of Thrones?
So no, Jack. Did you not know that the little shuttle part was called the Dragon?
I don't know.
Dragon. The Falcon.
No, there's called the Dragon.
Hey, next time we podcast, have your son on, and I'll explain to him how cool it was to watch Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin step on the moon for the first time. Since I saw it live,
I'd rather just contact Joanne with the plan because she works for NASA.
But is Joanne as old as me? Did she see it live?
You know what? She works for NASA. She works for fucking NASA. What is your degree? Reffing?
My degree was sitting at home. Well, actually, it was all the neighbors. We were all in one house watching this on a TV
with adults chain smoking. You got all that secondhand smoking. Oh, I forgot it all.
They were drinking. There was a lot of. The house had a lot of paneling too. The whole living room was dark paneling, and shag carpet. But I saw it live. I can say I saw it live. The first landing on the moon. But you kids can't say that. It's okay.
Well, Matt, I'm with you, though, with the Challenger. I was 5 when the Challenger exploded. It's one of my first memories. Yeah, I was. It's one of my first things I remember, though. I remember exactly where I was sitting. I remember my dad being stone silent. And like for a kid, for your parent not to acknowledge you is so weird.
So weird that your dad was stoned.
Yeah. But no, I had a knot in my stomach that whole time because I just kept thinking, like, this is the first one. This is the first time a civilian thing has sent people into space. Like, there's so much riding on this, and what happens if it goes wrong? I mean, it was kind of nerve-wracking for me until it finally broke into actual outer space.
The Challenger, they have a theory that they were alive.
They were, yeah.
Until they hit the water.
They were, yeah. They have their heart rate monitors still, like all the things going.
Yeah. So,
actually, I think that a lot of them probably died of a heart attack before they hit the water.
Yeah.
You're
but I could have gone a lifetime not hearing that. But anyway, I was an adult when that thing happened. Of course, I did see the walking on the moon. So,
well, I mean, it's weird though. I mean, like, when I was in grad school, I remember just sitting around, like we are now, kind of, and me and some of the guys talking about where we were on 9/11, and then one of our classmates was like, "Oh, I was in 4th grade." And you're like, "Shut up!"
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about the Challenger mission is that there was something very unique about that Challenger mission. It was the first mission to bring a civilian into space, and that was Krista Mcauliffe.
Sally Ride? Oh no!
And Krista Mcauliffe was. I'm trying to pull up the names here. I don't want to get them wrong.
Michael J. Smith, Dick Scobie, Ronald McNair, I cannot pronounce her name. Christina McAuliffe?
Krista Mcauliffe.
Yes, the woman right behind your head.
Gregory Jarvis and Judith Resnick.
So Krista Mcauliffe was she got a teaching degree from my college. I went to school, Framingham State College. And she was a social studies teacher in New Hampshire, in Concord, New Hampshire. And she was part of, selected from like 11,000 applicants. I'm looking at her Wikipedia page right now. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. She's a part of 11,000 applicants to participate in the NASA Teacher in Space project, which is scheduled to become the first teacher in space. So in my hometown where I grew up, they actually built, which is kind of cool. You know how like most schools have they're built almost like a donut, right? There's like a center, like a common area.
Court.
This is closed off. Yeah, like a courtyard, right? Yeah. They built a shuttle cockpit.
Oh, really?
In space, and it was actually part of like the computer science department in my middle school, in which you can go in, and it was like the idea was to be able to sit in the cockpit of a space shuttle, and it was in honor of Krista Mcauliffe. And of course, when I went to school at the same school she did for her getting her teaching degree, there's a bunch of commemorative stuff for Krista McAuliffe. So like here, Krista McAuliffe is like a household name. That was like a big deal because she was from this area. She's from Boston. She grew up in Boston and went to school at Framingham, taught in New Hampshire. So she was like when that news was happening that she was the one going up, it was like a huge deal. And she was super young. She was 37 years old when she had
her students were at Cape Canaveral, right?
Yeah, students were there watching it. It's a sad, sad story.
Now, I've asked this question before on an old Ramblecast. If you had a chance to go to the moon, would you go?
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Yeah.
Depends.
You would wear depends.
I would not. I would. Yeah, I would not go.
I'd probably meet him.
If I'm in the Apollo capsule, no way in hell.
Right.
But if I'm in something that has a little more space, then yeah.
I'm talking about now.
Now. Yeah, now I'd go.
Yeah, totally. I saw the inside of that capsule that they flew up to. That looks really sweet, and they even had an iPad and everything. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, you got an iPad.
Matt, what? You're 6'3", 6'4"?
6'4". Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris is 6 foot, I think.
I'd have no problem.
Yeah, I'm 6'1", almost 6'2". Like, there's no way in hell we're gonna fit three of the four of us in a capsule.
I didn't say I want to go with you. I didn't say I want to go with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely.
It'd be one podcast, like a 6-day long podcast.
Just shut up.
Now,
oh my God, if I hear that same joke one more fucking time.
Matt, stop shaking your drink.
Who wants another bee's knees? All right, yeah.
All right, I wanted to make a segue here.
Before you segue, though, I want to a little trivia.
Okay, yeah.
Do anyone know who was supposed to be on the Challenger before the teacher was selected?
Barbara Morgan.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
that was my segue.
Oh,
I did not
cool.
know.
Yeah,
It wasn't Big Bird.
Big Bird.
It was Big Bird. Big Bird was actually, yeah. So,
sorry, Matt. We were reading each other's minds.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why we.
You guys can read stupid. That's great.
By the way,
that's a mass joke. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I actually had some trivia here for you, and it was "Shut the fuck up, Jack." That was the answer.
I did want to talk about.
You're a middle finger with a thumb type of guy, or is that?
It's in.
Big hole. If
you're going to flip somebody off, do you throw the thumb in there too? Is that what's the use?
Yeah,
this feels weird.
Yeah, the thumb. Yeah, totally.
I guess I have my thumb. I never noticed that. My thumb.
I called somebody out on that earlier this week. I was like, "Why the fuck are you putting your thumb out with it too?" And
why not? I mean, that is like one up the ass and then one right here.
See, I'm a big fan of like the
just if I'm making the point. Yeah.
Like my thumb is holding down my index finger.
Mm-mm. No, you know what?
7 years, I never noticed I put the thumb out.
Look,
man?
I have 5 digits on this right hand that don't move. I'm going to totally use every single digit on this hand. So,
okay, fuck. Okay, great.
Yeah, I know. I like to bring out the.
I have no clue.
Love to bring out the birth defect whenever.
I did want to talk about something.
No! You can't segue my segue.
I can't segue your segue.
No. There's a reason that the big bird is right behind me here.
There's a big bird right here.
Yeah, I see your big birds, but there's only one real big bird. But anyway, no, that was my segue from the Challenger.
All right, go ahead.
So,
you're the producer.
Well, no, I just,
No, it's your show. Go ahead.
Big Bird, thankfully, did not die in the Challenger, but he did die in another way.
Can you imagine feathers would have been everywhere
on the Versus because someone decided to pick Big Bird
because he didn't care.
Hey, you don't care?
I just have the image of all the yellow fellers floating down. Like all the kids just tears running from your eyes.
All right, here are the results of
Probably too soon.
our Sesame Street versus for those that did care, because apparently we did get like over 100 some votes for this.
Really? The alien with the chicken won.
yeah, the alien with the chicken won.
So hold on, I haven't even looked at this yet. I'm trying to find it.
Christy says no thumbs to the flipping off. Is that what you do, Christy? No thumbs. Here you go, Christy. That's for you. I can't tuck. Oh, I see. It's supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've always had the thumb out.
That's a lot of extra effort. Like, let the thumb fly.
Over the index finger. Yeah.
So anyway,
who let the thumb out? I did.
By the way, for Jack, who didn't really give a shit about any of the Muppets at all, both the last two verses, we've had actually over 100 votes for both of them. Grover came in number one with 51 votes.
Get out and vote.
Oscar came in with 45 votes. Very close.
I should have picked the Cookie Monster.
And Ernie with 26 and Big Bird with a whopping 16.
Oh. But see, I still say that Ernie should not be up there with Bert. Sorry. And I think Scott agreed with me. Scott Aaron.
Yeah, you are the assholes that didn't let me have Bert.
Whoa. Don't be throwing us. Don't lump us all as one group. I'm sure it was fucking Chris. If you go back and look at the tapes, it said "fuck you."
Every time Matt moves to the right, I'm like, I gotta watch my mouth. There's kids here.
Right? It threw me off. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, kids, you really want to know what a bird is?
Yeah.
Hey, kids, you want to know what a bird is? There you go. There's your bird. And see, Christy, I tucked in my thumb. I'm gonna cry.
All right, I'll take Big Bird off as my background screen, so that way you guys feel a lot more comfortable. This was the I came up with.
That was a nice. You do good work, man, on that.
Every now and then, I do something.
Can I talk about something I saw on Netflix? If we want to keep it light and happy.
Okay, go ahead.
I watched the miniseries on Jeffrey Epstein. Is it Epstein?
Yeah, either one. Yeah.
But because I was calling him Jeffrey Weinstein the longest time. I swear to God, my wife goes,
it may as well be fucking related.
I go, what am I saying? She goes, you're saying Jeffrey Weinstein. I go, oh, fuck. If you haven't seen this, it's on Netflix. It's a 4-part series. Fucking Matt. That's Jeffrey Epstein. That's him to the T.
I don't think he had to jerk it off.
You got someone else to warn.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. What? Did you see it, Chris?
I've got the recap of it. A friend of mine kind of gave me the whole rundown. He said it was actually very one-sided in the sense of there's more story to tell. One-sidedness.
Well, there is more that they probably could tell.
Yeah,
but it just shows you how if you have money,
yeah,
you can get away with anything. These poor girls and women that he destroyed because he allegedly killed himself. Never got their justice. Never got their doing. They just never got it. They were violated and then violated after his death. It's such a sad thing. You wonder how someone is so sick and demented, and the woman that he was with, how she's not been charged with anything yet. Right. And also,
pimp.
You had Trump was involved in it, but you also had Bill Clinton, who keeps denying that he was on this one island, the Virgin Islands, that he owned. It's a beautiful estate. I mean, it's just amazing. But they call it Orgy Island. That Clinton was there several times, but yet he denies he was there. But yet people keep saying, no, he was there.
Now, what about the royalty?
Yeah, well, Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's a reason why these stories aren't hitting the mainstream news.
Yeah, because the powerful people There's also one of his earlier victims said that at the condo he had that was worth $70-something million, and you wonder how he made his. My wife kept going, "How do you make his money?" Well, now I know how he made his money. He blackmailed everybody because I guess he had a room. Every room had a camera. So he would film at this condo, probably everywhere. He filmed these assholes committing crimes against underage girls. Where is that Where are those tapes? Where is that at? Who had those? Who got a hold of? Yeah, well, who got a hold of those things? Because I'm sure that the rich and powerful are all over the place. I mean, that stupid lawyer. What's his name? What's his name? John. He actually came on the show.
Oh,
and he's actually said and the girl that really held tough and really led to him being not convicted, but charged. Said no. I was with him several times. What's the lawyer's name? Dershowitz, Alan Dershowitz. That I go. Well, he's got a lot of balls for coming on this show because I think he's guilty as hell. But if you haven't seen it, it's eye opening, and we should again. He kept getting away with stuff because he was greasing the palms with all these politicians. It's sad and sick and disgusting, and I wish he was still alive because he deserves to face the music. I mean, but I don't think he killed himself.
No, of course not.
I honestly, I think
Randy and Kayla say Acosta.
Acosta was he was the public in Florida. He was the public. He was a prosecuting attorney, and DA, and he made a plea deal with him for 18 months, but he was able to leave on a work furlough. He basically just slept there at night. He would go out because who cares? I have fucking money. I can do whatever I want. It's so sad. And he took advantage of people, of girls who were coming from broken homes and having trouble anyway. And it's so disgusting. And if he should be alive for everyone to punch him in the face at least one time. It's just I think people should watch it, but be prepared. It's hard to watch at times. But the rich and powerful,
they get away with
it because they are the rich and powerful. Anyway, I watch it. It's on Netflix. It's a 4-part series.
Oh wow, 4 parts.
It's only 4 episodes.
Speaking of crazy documentaries, I'm sure you guys saw the news today or was it yesterday of bitch Carol Baskins getting Park. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Tiger King's in there going, God damn it.
Get me out of this damn place.
That must have just pissed him off, right?
It did.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how she got it, like because the lawsuit was filed before the other guy took over, and so like it's voided, or maybe just because it was done by legal purposes or something. But it's nuts.
I don't know. Hey, is there anything cheery? The NBA is supposedly coming back.
Did you guys watch any of the Space Force?
I was going to watch it. Kayla, one of our listeners, she got halfway through it up and said that she didn't like it. So I was like, oh, okay. So
if Kayla didn't like it, I should watch the whole thing. I watched I watched the first episode, and there were a couple times I laughed, but it's like 40 minutes, and I'm like going, okay, this is
36 minutes. And always remember, comedies and their pilots are never the best. So
to be fair, we did watch it right after we saw the Epstein.
Yeah. That's
I wasn't in a laughing mood.
I would say that I enjoyed the actual second episode more, just because there was a lot more laugh out loud moments for myself. I haven't binged it either.
The funny part to me is when the guy kept his secretary.
Yeah,
kept letting people in the room. That was funny.
Right. I actually enjoyed. So I've been watching it kind of more as just kind of like a one-off thing, like at night with my wife. It's like a new show that we can watch together, as opposed to binging it, because I could definitely binge it. But yeah. So I'm not.
So you're saying Kayla's wrong.
I haven't seen as much as what Kayla has seen.
So you're saying I should keep watching because Kayla's wrong. Should I keep watching?
Yes, I think you should keep watching.
So Kayla's wrong.
And if she lost interest, maybe it's just because she doesn't like space stuff,
or maybe she doesn't understand comedy.
How much she gets?
Is that what you're saying, Matt?
I did not say that at all. So.
Nick, what did you hear, Nick?
About what? She just said
about Matt saying that Kayla doesn't understand comedy.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Okay. All the weed in the world couldn't make Kayla laugh. So. She did recommend, though. It had been on my list. I was going to watch it in the theaters, but it didn't come because of all the COVID stuff. I was going to watch the Portrait of the Lady on Fire, which I don't know if you've. Of all the people to watch, I think Matt would probably like it the most of us because it's about. Well, because it's about a painter. You know.
It's a porch lady that didn't come.
Portrait of a lady on fire.
Even though she was hot.
Oh, Kayla, come on! You don't need to be that way. So,
jeez, I agree with you, Kayla. That was rude of Matt to say that.
Tiff crowd. No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say shit about you. I'm just saying,
you don't care about her, so you're not even going to talk about her.
Stop.
Matt, you are out of control, Matt.
That's it. We've heard enough from Jack. He had the 1, 2, 3 strike. He just kept pushing and pushing. And he's actually sticking out his tongue and just flipping me off like full
his thumb out, thumb out.
Thumbs,
yeah.
So,
but I was gonna say, like, the movie. Just 'cause I just want to finish it before, but I think you'd like it, Matt. It's a pretty good film. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It's about an artist. It's a woman who is going to get married off. It's a time period piece, and she refuses to have her portrait painted. So her mother hires this woman to paint her without her knowing that she's being painted. So she has to memorize everything and then, paints it on her own. It's just it's
like a
good movie.
Artist.
It's a stalker artist, yeah. Huh?
What century is this?
I don't think it ever says. I would guess probably 16th century, 17th, somewhere in there.
Did like Michelangelo have like selfies, paintings of himself?
He did paint on his back.
Did he paint? Yeah, I guess so.
Did you get the hard-faced one or one like mine? Oh, you got it's like mine. Yeah, nice.
Can I ask you a serious question, Matt?
Wait, just to clarify, Nick is talking about Chris's Baby Yoda. He's talking about Chris's.
Chris whipped out something. Chris whipped out something.
It's a Baby Yoda dildo, and Nick was basically asking him if it was a hard or a soft one.
So this is Baby Yoda doing an impression of Matt.
Now, Matt, I have a serious question. Are there any other listeners you don't like?
Seriously,
I love all of our listeners. Jeez.
Other than Kayla.
Other than Kayla. If you don't like Kayla.
Look, Kayla's like one of my favorites.
I
don't want to say that.
Hate us all. You can hate just Matt. It's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Nick too. Yeah, you should probably hate Nick as well.
Why hate me? I'm old.
Didn't say you, Jack. You are old, and you clearly can't hear me. I said Nick.
Okay. No, I said okay.
Oh, you're asking why? You're asking
why? I'm asking why.
Kayla is the only listener to actually nail me something. Well, actually, that's
I got confused there for a second. Which happens for older people that we get confused. It was Clint Eastwood's 90th birthday this week.
Dang.
Does he have the same birthday as you, Chris?
Happy birthday to Chris.
I wouldn't even know it was your birthday unless your wife didn't post it your 40th birthday.
Turned 40.
Yeah, I really wanted to do an unreleased song by John Lennon called "Life Begins at 40," but I couldn't get the right chords for it.
Oh, to clarify, she says everyone except Chris. Huh.
She hates everyone except Chris.
I named my daughter.
That just shows you how bad.
I named my daughter after you, Caitlin. This is the thanks I get.
At two, Clara. Fuck.
You can't remember your name, Kayla.
And the bee's knees have hit.
Oh yeah,
you're right. I started off this podcast with coffee, straight up, just like it was. I knew that we were going to talk about some serious shit, and I just didn't want to put my foot in my mouth. And then as we transitioned, I was just like, time for the bee's knees. And it's
we saw that
downhill hill ever since. Fuck this shit. All right. Anyway,
I'm Clara Clayton.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies of all time?
Clayton? No, I'm talking about Clayton Ravine from Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, I know. That's one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies of all time.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. What kind of sissy name is that?
If we were to have a versus, it was definitely one.
Are we doing a versus on Clint Eastwood movies?
I don't know. You seem kind of like a
Krista's never seen a Clint Eastwood film, so
full disclosure, it might be funny if we did it because
you've never seen a fucking Clint Eastwood movie.
That's not true. I've seen a number of them, but I can guarantee you none of which ones you will pick.
Yeah. He likes the one. He likes the one with
I'm
the
not a
orangutan.
big Western. I've never been a big Western guy. I'm not saying I'm against Westerns. I just have never gotten into watching Westerns.
If you pick Pink Cadillac, you're out of here.
Yeah.
No, I have another pick.
It better not be fucking Bridges of Madison County either.
That too, yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
Come on, guys! I love that movie.
No. Does Clint Eastwood shoot anybody in that movie?
He doesn't need to shoot anybody.
Yes, he does. He's Clint fucking Eastwood.
No, you missed.
Everyone knows Jack's gonna pick Dirty Harry.
Not the right time.
I'll probably pass on. I'll probably pass on Dirty Harry. Yeah, but Dirty Harry was an honest cop.
Was he? Because he was named Dirty. It's in the fucking name.
This is like an informal versus.
But why was he called Dirty Harry? Because he had to do every fucking dirty job that came along. That's why he was Dirty Harry.
Killing the strung out like lunatic white guy? Okay, sure. I guess that
guy didn't deserve to be killed.
No, he totally did. But you know what? Not enough cops are stepping up to shoot.
Where's the girl? Where's the girl? I'm all broken up about his rights.
All right.
You're a dinosaur.
I'll share my favorite Clint Eastwood movie.
Callahan.
No. I say we do.
I say we do a verse. I say we do the verses.
Let's do it.
It's a versus. Okay, I gotta look up the whole roll dice thing.
Oh, fuck that dice.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You look
Nick goes first, Jack goes second, I'll go third, you go fourth. There it is. There's your dice.
Wait,
Why do I have to go fourth?
I'll go last. You guys can go.
No. Based on our winnings, it would go
Jack,
Chris,
you're gonna do fourth. Yeah.
Me, and then Jack last.
Oh, right, you're right.
So I'm going to be picking an ET pick here then because I'm not going to pick a Western.
Didn't I just say I would go last?
So Jack will go last because we deemed it so.
So all right, I'll go ahead and start. Right. So
no. You don't get to go first.
You just said I get to go first.
Oh,
yeah. You said what Dirty Harry, every dirty job that comes along.
Fuck, that's the gin. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start this off, and I'll say I've not been traditionally a Western fan, and I'm not saying
how do you not like Westerns?
I did not. I'm not saying I don't like them. I just haven't watched them. I'm open to watching them, but my track record of catching up on shit is not great, so I can't guarantee them.
Well, you know what? You're 40 now. You don't have a lot of time left. You better start watching.
Here's to another 40 years.
Thanks, brother. So I'll go ahead and say my of the Clint Eastwood movies I've watched, I will tell you that the one I watched the most, and I've probably watched this movie 1,000 times, is In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood as he plays
that's not a bad one.
Secret Service agent.
Yeah. With
John Malkovich. I appreciate my own time here, Jack. This is a versus officially.
This is what he likes to do.
For fuck's sake.
Is this time up?
No. His time has just begun, and we've just wasted another 10 seconds of it. So go ahead.
Yeah. So starring Clint Eastwood, John Malkovich, and the other guy who I can't remember. He's the game show announcer from Mockingjay. Hunger Games. He's the
isn't Dylan McDermott?
You've got plenty of time, Chris. Don't you?
Anywho, but I loved that movie. I really did because I've always been fascinated by the inner workings of the Secret Service and how all that kind of gets put together. And seeing Clint Eastwood in that role, I thought was amazing. I thought his acting in that movie ranged from being a complete washed up badass to the guy who ends up saving the day. And there's a lot of themes of that movie that I'll never.
He's 30 years old, Jack.
I will say that In the Line of Fire is my favorite Clint Eastwood movie. Yeah,
if I still lived in LA and you visited me, Chris, the hotel at the very end of that movie that they're in it was right next to where I lived.
Oh, really?
It's like 5 circles. They're all golden. Yeah. It's in downtown LA.
Oh, very cool.
And one of the things that always strikes me about that movie, because I think that was the first time.
Whoa! We're not here to shit on the movie yet.
I'm not shitting on the movie. I'm talking about I just remember thinking that how cool is that John Malkovich had a plastic gun. I was like, that's so cool because
yes, dude, Jack Black is in the movie for fuck's sake.
Right? Yeah.
And Kim points out Rene Russo is in it.
That's
Rene Russo is in it. I had such a crush on Rene Russo.
She was a lethal.
What's
weapon.
the actor's name I'm trying to think of? Kayla, it's not
Dylan McDermott,
who I'm thinking of. It's not Dylan McDermott that I'm thinking of.
Isn't he the other Secret Service?
He's the one to get shot.
It is not. Shit. What is his name? Is it Dylan McDermott?
Donald Sutherland?
Nope, not Dylan McDermott. Who's the guy that? Oh, maybe I'm thinking of two different movies.
Gary Cole.
I'm stepping back.
I might pick Space Cowboys. I don't
know. Cool concept, bad execution.
I'm thinking of a different movie altogether.
He also
Clint Eastwood movie. Not bad.
He directed that one.
Did he direct that one?
Yeah, I believe
Space
so.
Cowboys?
I was looking. Yeah, I was looking at his filmography.
He's a great director. Have you heard Tom Hanks?
He's had some good ones and he's had some stinkers. But yeah.
Have you heard Tom Hanks on what's that British talk show host guy? He talks about Clint Eastwood directing him. Can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, he directed Space Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and Firefox.
I didn't think you could.
Firefox. That's a movie that's up there.
It's not as good as this movie right here. Am I right, guys?
No, it's fucking better than that movie.
No way. You shut your mouth about Bridges of Madison County.
Bridges of Madison
County.
Shut
your mouth. It's a beautiful film.
I almost wrote Clint a letter and saying, "What the hell's your problem?"
He is a National Geographic photographer that falls in love with a beautiful woman, and then he gets his heart broken.
You could do better, Clint.
Yeah. I would totally do Meryl Streep. That's the gin talking. But no, I love Meryl Streep.
She's an okay actress.
Fuck you.
And she's won an award or two.
Nick, isn't it your turn?
It is my turn.
Your turn's up, actually. My turn.
You wasted all your time, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mentioned this last episode, which movie I would pick, and I'm still going to go with it. It probably won't win, but it's the one that I like the most. Because that's probably my first that I can remember Eastwood film that sticks in my mind, which is 1976's... Huh?
The Gauntlet?
No. 1976 is The Outlaw Josie Wales.
That's a good one.
But I love that movie just because, it's actually... They made a rule. He was not the named director, but he became the director. And so, that's why there's rules where an actor cannot direct the movie, after the director quits. But it's a great movie, because he never leaves. It's like that movie that kind of established you can't leave Buddy behind. You can't, he just kills everything in sight. But it's like I love that movie.
I thought you were going to play Misty for me. No.
So you're going with Outlaw Josie Wales. That's a great
Outlaw Josie Wales.
It's hard for me to shit on that pick.
Yeah.
Well, we're not to the shitting on part.
All right, pick Bridges of Madison County.
Every way but loose.
Okay, now it's my turn. And, I love Bridges of Madison County. Screw you guys.
You seriously picking that one?
It's not my pick yet. I haven't picked yet.
Every which way but loose.
I'm just saying that it's a great movie, and you all should just shut up. Clearly, I'm going to go with...
Yeah, the J pick. Yeah.
Fuck you and your J picks. I'm going with this movie because it's awesome. Maybe it's not the best of the spaghetti westerns that he's in or that he directs. As Christy points out, $1 Million Baby. It's a really great movie.
Yeah, that's what I figured Chris was going to go with.
Not a movie that I watch again and again.
I never thought.
But I watch it.
I would break my neck to go watch that movie.
Damn, Jack. Yeah, Chris, $1 Million Baby is a great film. You'll probably won't watch it one time, though. But
all right, so my time's almost up here because, you guys
that's all you got to say on that one.
Just talk all over my shit. But the good, the bad, and the ugly is what I'm going with. It's so good. I even named my little tag here is Il Cattivo, which is the bad. Everything from the music which the soundtrack alone is just like so awesome. And then you got the three like shootout, the three-way shootout at the end, and the gold and the Civil War is taking place. And
everyone in the South looks Italian.
That doesn't matter, Jack.
I'm just pointing that out.
Okay, sure. Okay. I'm going with good, the bad, and the ugly. I love the spaghetti western. So I don't have to say anything more about that, but fuck you and your hatred of Bridges in Madison County.
So, by the way, Jack Black was definitely not in Atlanta Fire.
You're thinking of the one with
I'm thinking of the Jackal. The Jackal.
Yeah, the Bruce Willis film. Yeah.
Which I fucking love.
Where C.J. Craig sings the Jackal?
Yeah, he gets his arm blown off by the rifle. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it was a Gatling gun.
No, it's a rifle. It's a single shot sniper rifle. It's like a computerized single shot rifle.
I disagree, but we'll talk about that later.
When he
we can make a little wait.
When he was shooting the Gatling gun at Meryl Streep, that was amazing.
Daniel Day Kim was in the Jackal.
He's using it at the time as a single shot, and then later in the film he puts it to fully auto. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I assume that Jack's going to go with this movie, which is so topical right now.
Gran Torino.
Gran Torino. Yeah.
My first car was a Gran Torino. I wanted to do it like Starsky and Hutch, but I never did.
He didn't even have the good one though in that movie. Like the actual one from the show. Like he had the 72. I think.
Yeah, but mine was a V8. I had we had the gas crisis and gas went up to like 78 cents a gallon. I couldn't afford it, so I went and got a Datsun 210. That's when it was Datsun still. To save the environment, I gave up my dream of doing was it cherry? What they call it? What was it? What was the Starsky and Hutch car? Was it cherry?
Oh, I mean just the color. I don't
know. No. What was the name of their call sign?
I have no idea.
Come on, man! I used to love Starsky and Hutch. Anyway, Matt stole my pick.
You can always go with I was going to go $.
I like Fistful of Dollars, but people are going to confuse that with a few dollars more. You know how people are. It's like, I can't remember which one.
You got Escape from Alcatraz. You got Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's Heroes, but I'm going to go with Kelly's Heroes because that's a movie I can watch over. I almost went for Unforgiven.
Yeah, I mean that's another great one.
I don't want to pick a Matt J pick.
Yeah, that is a J pick.
I don't want to be accused of that. It's a great movie, won Academy Awards. But yeah, I'm going to go with.
You could pick Dirty Harry.
No, not right now. Go ahead, make my day.
Just don't understand why you can't pick Dirty Harry.
I don't know.
Magnum Force.
Magnum Force is like I said, Gauntlet is a good movie because he always had his what was it? Sandra Locke was in all his movies back then.
What about Heartbreak Ridge?
Oh, fuck. Forgot about Heartbreak Ridge.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Love Heartbreak Ridge.
Like, Chris is over here just like, I have no fucking...
Never seen it. But I'm just further discrediting my knowledge and my remembering of this movie. So the reference I was making to the Hunger Games was Stanley Tucci, who's also not in the Line of Fire.
You're right.
I'm confusing it with The Pelican Brief, which also came out right around the same time. It has nothing to do with Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, all the actors look like.
Come with me.
From Alcatraz. You know what, Matt? You're screwing me up now because I would almost go with my wife and I love Heartbreak Ridge. I've seen it because I use the word clusterfuck all the time. It's a clusterfuck, sir.
I like how Ron Howard always puts him in all his movies too.
Yeah, and then the part where he goes. Where the Swede is coming and he goes, and he gets a Swede, and he lifts his chin up. He pops him. Gunny Highway. Shit. I'm going to go with Kelly's Heroes.
That's a good choice.
Matt, you almost had me with Heartbreak Ridge. I love Heartbreak Ridge. But, I'm going to go with Kelly's Heroes. It's just a fantastic movie. It's got Don Rickles in it. Who doesn't like Don Rickles? It's a funny movie. It's got drama. It's got Telly Savalas. It's got Donald Sutherland as Oddball. It's a great. If you like World War II movies that are a little lighter,
if you like gladiator movies,
yeah, If you like movies about gladiators, it's perfect. If, like I said, Chris has probably seen it 100 times, but I'm going to go with Kelly's Heroes. And plus the theme song is great.
You know, like, one of these days, though, we're going to get on here, and Chris is going to say, hey, guys, guess what? I watched Das Boot. And it's going to be one of those weird moments where he's going to be like, I fucking loved it. Why did I watch this sooner? Or, the movie fucking sucked.
I forgot to mention, it also has Carol O'Connor and has Jerry Seinfeld's uncle Leo's in it.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, he is.
I am going to make a proclamation here.
Okay.
7 years ago.
By the next episode of Ramblecast, I will have watched Das Boot.
No, fuck that. Watch Kelly's Heroes. It's a better movie. It's a better movie.
They're two different animals.
I want 10 extra seconds that was stolen from me from Jack. I'm going to go ahead and say that Clint Eastwood opposite John Malkovich might be the best protagonist-antagonist combination in a movie in a long time.
Oh, you got two stellar actors.
Well, hold on a second. That's every Clint Eastwood movie. He always has to have that guy that's a dick. That's his.
Are you calling the gorilla or the orangutan in any way but loose a dick?
He was a dick.
By the way, if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, the orangutan movies are maybe rated the lowest.
Hey,
like way low.
I saw him in the theater because it was fucking Clint Eastwood, and that's what we did.
He wanted to do something lighthearted.
When you were a kid, that's weird, man.
It is so weird that you fucking Clint Eastwood. And
if I could, I would. But what are you gonna do?
Just the wrinkles. He was just
and you know who did?
I'm better looking than Meryl Streep, I think.
Come on, that's a beautiful movie. He's a photographer for the National Geographic. Okay. Anyway, let's.
I thought she was just out of Africa.
All right, let's just go ahead and I guess we can shit on each other's movies if you want to.
All right, let's go.
Chris, you go ahead and start. I'll go ahead and give you 30 seconds.
Yeah, all you guys, your movies fucking suck.
So, yeah, he hadn't seen any of them. How's he going to show?
Like, are you shitting me? Like, Nick, your pick. I mean, it was awful. Matt, dude, I wasn't even listening to you, Matt. I mean, your pick was just so fucking horrendous.
Check out the thumb.
Jack, maybe you should pick a movie that was produced in this, millennium. We're all too young for your movies. Quite frankly, we're all too young for
all of our movies. Yeah.
Well, I think Good, the Bad, the Ugly came out before.
I'm sure your movie's great in some circles, but not this one.
Yeah.
Nick, go ahead. Give your educated shit down.
Well,
I'm gonna laugh so hard if you guys fucking lose to me this week. I love it so much.
So Chris picked, a 90s movie. It's a safe pick because it's most current, but it's kind of got its lulls. It's not that great.
30 years ago, dude.
Yeah. That's how old it is. Yeah. So Matt's movie, it's a classic, but it's a classic because it's old and it's got a lot of dead open space in it. A lot of times like, come on, let's get over with it. You don't really get the title, like why one's good, one's bad, one's ugly. Not really. Yeah, and then Jack's kills heroes. I'm like, why are they really heroes? I mean, they're committing a crime, a war crime. I mean, come on.
Yeah, stealing from the Germans is a war crime.
Yeah, who stole it? So there we go.
Okay, all right, there we go. I'll go ahead and give my quick 30-second synopsis of why all y'all suck because you don't understand the magnificence of the Bridges of Madison County. That's why you guys suck. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, amazing movie. However, In the Line of Fire,
you pandering son of a bitch! Come on, get on with it. Shit talk.
In the Line of Fire.
Yes, his timer's not up right now. He's probably already over.
The music doesn't even come close to even being memorable. Oh, time's up.
I'm not talking about the composer, dude.
Time's up. Sorry, my time's up. By the way, Bridges of Madison County for your consideration. Go ahead, Jack.
All right, so we got Line of Fire. It's a great pick by Chris, but the only problem you have with the movie, you left out the main plot, that his character is the reason JFK was killed.
That's right.
So if you love JFK, how can you vote for Chris? You're voting for the guy to kill JFK.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for
JFK dying? I mean, he even admits it in the damn movie.
It's true.
I blame Sam Beckett.
It's hard to argue with Outlaw Josie Wells. It's hard to argue with it. Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Probably his best Western. But Kelly's Heroes was definitely where he had his acting chops, where he expanded his. He wasn't just Clint Eastwood. He spoke in this movie, whereas Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Josie Wells, he doesn't speak as much because it's a Western and he doesn't speak a lot in Westerns. This one, he opened up, he spoke. He had to work with Don Rickles, Kelly Savalas, Donald Sutherland.
Right, so you're saying he had to have other actors to help carry him.
No, he went toe to toe with these actors, and that's where he really developed his acting chops, where he could become Dirty Harry and all the other good.
So really, your pick is for Dirty Harry. I get you. Yeah. Read loud.
So Kelly's Heroes,
Dirty Harry. You got Kojak in the film.
Yeah, Kojak is in it. Jerry Stein, like I said, Jerry Stein, Carol O'Connor's in it. Like I said. So all in the family in there.
I think Eckhart even mentioned "Who Loves You, Baby." By the way, your time's up. All right. So, as Kayla mentioned, we're still doing the verses. LOL. Yes, we have, and they are done. So
stop criticizing Kayla
because she doesn't.
I know it's like she's just totally trying to dominate the conversation. It's like, geez, Kayla.
We're not talking about corgis, so it's just like
Why are you shitting on Kayla?
God, Matt.
I know, Matt.
And you
lost a vote there.
She probably likes Bridges of Madison County, and you're just tearing.
Not anymore. She's a big Secret Service fan now.
I would.
She's a big fan of someone who killed JFK.
All right, look. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. Chris, I think you should watch Outlaw Josie Wells though after Das Boot.
I'm sorry. What was the movie?
The one I picked, The Outlaw Josie Wells. It's a great film.
All right, hold on.
I think he needs you to type it out.
Is that the one where they hand over his guns and he flips them around and shoots the guys?
I do think so, yeah.
I do that all the time to my kids. Well, I mean, when we're playing Nerf guns, like not real guns, but like Nerf guns, like I'll hand over the Nerf guns, but then I'll flip them around and shoot them. Like I think it's kind of funny.
So why don't you pick out Outlaw Josie Wells?
Because he was voting second, and he voted with his heart, like a man. Whoops, this way. Sorry.
I do like to say one of my favorite scenes in Good, the Bad, the Ugly is when he shoots the guy sneaking up on him. They keep showing his spurs, and he shoots the guy, and the guy looks at him like, how the hell did you know I was coming? Your spurs. That's all he says.
What's the same like Outlaw Josie Wells? Like, he's just sitting there in the corner. He's got people trying to kill him. And the first bounty hunter walks into the saloon, and he's like, you Wales? He's like, yeah. He goes, you're a wanted man. And he's like, what does he say? Something like, it's like, you a bounty hunter? He's like, yeah. He goes, man's got to make a living. He's like, dying ain't much of a living, boy.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
I almost picked the one where he's a preacher. And he's with.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
He's
he also directed Outlaw Josie Wells.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
He's a great director.
Yeah. That was the first. I think that's the first film he ever did direct.
No, I thought Play Misty for Me was the first one he directed.
Okay,
he did.
Like I was saying, like that's one of the facts about Outlaw Josie Wells, though, is that he was not the original director of it. The original director quit before the movie started production, and Clint took over for it, which is against Directors Guild rules, or whatever.
All right, here we go.
So the truth is, Clint Eastwood shot the director and killed him.
All right. Play Misty for Me was the first. The Beguiled, second movie he directed. High Plains Drifter, which is an amazing. I know. I thought about that. Wow. An amazing Beastie Boys song too. Breezy, the Iger Sanction. And then finally, the Outlaw Josie fucking A. I'm so fucking. That was Chris is looking at me like either he's playing Twitch or he just doesn't.
I am. You first of all, you don't fucking play Twitch. Like you don't look for the Facebook.
I'm playing the Facebook.
I'm on the Facebook. No, I'm looking at Outlaw Josie Wells, and I'm trying to find out the best way to obtain said movie.
Oh,
it looks like it's going to be $3.99 from Amazon.
I watched Good, the Bad, the Ugly first, but it's a little. But Good, and Bad, the Ugly is a little longer.
It
is a long
It's a
movie.
trilogy too. I mean, you don't have to watch them as a trilogy, but
It's not a trilogy.
Blondie. And then you have the sad part with the southern prison camp with all the Italians.
It's true. Those poor Italians
are crying. Sing louder.
Unlike Back to the Future, which is an actual trilogy, finished that trilogy off with my kids over the week, and that was kind of fun. They definitely were not as amused by Back to the Future 2.
As they should not be.
I mean, they just were like. I mean, it definitely had a darker timeline, but they did like Back to the Future 3. Mm-hmm. And we're even quoting some of the things. And then we subjected him to Goonies, at which point my daughter was just like, I'm not going to sleep well.
What?
So my daughter, she's kind of a scaredy cat. So
what's scary about Goonies though?
There's stars and pirates and stuff like that. So my wife and I enjoyed rewatching it and what have you. And I think my daughter, why are you flipping me off?
I'm practicing keeping my thumbs tucked in. So
I'm pointing at my Goonies poster.
Oh, I knew what you were doing, Chris. You've got it going on, dude.
Oh, hey, thanks, buddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, ever since you turned 40, I was just like, that is my decade, dude.
Oh, baby, you're 40.
I've got it going on.
Nothing has made me feel more 40 than all of the house renovations.
Hitting on me?
If you'd like,
it sure sounded like it. Well, you did get your haircut, so
you did. It was looking really great. That is a 40-year-old haircut if I've ever saw one.
You got a weird hat head, though.
Well, hat head comes with the territory, but
what's with that? You got like a ball, like a little arrow.
Where's part?
Right there, right there.
Where?
Right there in the middle there.
It's under your head. Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's all right. Well, no, it's still.
You can see the top of your forehead, and then you
come right here.
Is that a scar?
Yes.
No. Oh, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up, assholes.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it up.
No, I went sledding head first into a tree growing up.
That's not true.
So you thought you were Sonny Bono?
I was sliding. I was sledding in downhill.
And the tree goes on.
Went head first into a tree.
And
I have my hair is short and there's nothing in it. It definitely thanks, Christy. Explains so much. Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna be quiet.
So the true story is it was Brady's first season with the Patriots, and he's shit-faced, and stands. And this old guy stands up and tells Chris to shut up and sit down. And Chris is all like, "Who are you talking to, old man?" And then the old guy
might be 90,
he cold cocks Chris right in the face, man. And he just goes head first into the bleachers. Yeah, right in the kisser. And it goes head first right into the bleachers, splits his head, and that's why he always punches first from now on, like always in the stands.
I love how that story that had absolutely nothing to do with me whatsoever has devolved into me fighting every elderly person.
Well, you should be beating up old people. That's just wrong.
So wrong, dude.
For those people who haven't heard that story, just know that I did not fight an old person. I did get in between somebody I was standing next to that got into a fight with an old person.
Did you stop the guy from beating up?
Yes, but not before he took a swing at my buddy and broke his glasses.
Yeah. So
pretty much that. So.
But you were there.
I was there.
Not cool, man.
No, not cool at all. I'm gonna kick your ass.
One other thing I wanted to at least mention. I don't have to talk about it. Fuck this shit. Whatever.
Go ahead, Matt.
I don't know. I mean, I just thought I'd talk about like some other things that were going on in our lives besides Clint Eastwood and all that bullshit. But I've been.
Wait, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Go back to hitting on
he doesn't want Caleb.
Jack. I mean, what the fuck is the matter with you, dude? You're making so many enemies tonight.
Yeah. I got like a million bugs flying around here because these lights are on. Fucking bug. I don't know what the fuck.
Kim says to final. This gentleman was probably in his 60s, I would say mid to late 60s, and as far as
he had a pacemaker.
get at least 20 years on myself and my buddy.
Was he wearing pleated Dockers?
I don't know that detail. So the short version of the story, we were standing behind a couple. It was this old man and his wife.
Was he drinking Geritol?
Probably. And my buddy spilled his beer one too many times, like 6 times on his wife, and he turned around.
So you never stopped your friend from spilling beer?
I was watching the game, not my buddy's beer. That's. But
hold on. I hate to be this guy, but you were able to count 6 times that your buddy spilled the beer on this guy.
That's a fair point. I was aware of it. Okay, fine. So, anyways, he spilled his beer a number of times on this man's wife, and I felt very badly for it. My buddy did not react in an empathetic or sympathetic or apologetic way whatsoever.
Because he's a Masshole fan.
He's from Rhode Island.
He's actually probably in real life, he's the furthest thing from. He's like a Harvard, Harvard alum. He during the day he wears sport. He had a bunch of beers that night, and he did not keep them in his cup the entire night.
I'm from Harvard.
So he got mad. He turned around and jumped up and swung at my buddy and broke his glasses. And I was standing next to him when it happened. And
Chris retaliated by punching the old man in the face.
And this is how Jack then devolves the story and says that I am hunting down folks who are on
you charged you for life, and now you just
like YouTube every fight, and you can go and watch fights in the stands. I've been looking for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least I have a stance to go stand in.
Bird.
I got baseball.
Nice.
I got baseball.
Free the people.
I don't beat up old people, so it's okay.
At least only my quarterback leaves me, not my entire team.
I'm a Colts fan.
Sherry was asking what I was drawing. I was just actually working out the names of the patrons for the end of the show.
I thought he was making another bee's knees.
No, I make those ahead of time because I got to squeeze all of that lemon juice. So what you do is you use about 4 ounces of lemon juice, 4 ounces of gin, and then about 2 ounces of honey. Shake that real well. Throw some ice in there. And then you got a good bee's knees. And then you can always add a little bit of seltzer water if you prefer, or if you like it real kind of nice and tart. There you go.
Did anybody ask?
Do you do orange peel zest as well?
I do not do the orange peel zest because I'm using lemons.
Oh, right.
So
you can't mix them?
Usually only need one.
Yeah. I just finally read the chat. I don't know how long it's been up there, but
I don't know. I don't know how long it has been up there. But
with or without you.
The only thing I was going to talk about from my own personal life before you guys decided just to fuck that over, because whatever. Is I've been working in my attic. I'm doing some house renovation shit. And it is just kicking my ass. Like I wake up in the morning because it's the attic, so it's coolest in the morning. I get up there and I work as fast as I can, hauling drywall, screwing drywall in.
You are 50.
Like I know, basically. I mean, I'm like nearly 10 years old. I'm cutting wood, laying wood down.
Cut the cheese.
I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm getting all my reps in. Screwing things in, pulling
pipe.
I'm laying the glue line down.
Hating on Kayla and other listeners.
I've never hated on Kayla. She is like my favorite listener.
Where you go
after Sherry.
Now you're insulting, so all the other listeners aren't your favorite?
Well, if you'd let me finish. Anyway.
Have you finished already?
I have nothing left to say. Jack is completely. This is what happens when we let Jack drink on the show. Seriously,
I'm actually not drunk. But finish. You're working hard.
I'm just working on renovating our attic, and I feel like I've made major headway.
You making it a room?
Yeah. I'm turning it into a bedroom. But every time I turn around and I go back up there, I'm like, oh fuck, there's so much more to go.
Who gets the room? Greg Brady or Marcia?
No, I think my wife and I do, and then our son's going to take over our bedroom. But we keep trying to convince him that it's going to be his room, so that
So he just keeps quiet.
Well, but I think he really plans on. So this was the funny thing. Like we've been trying to convince them. Every time I work on the attic, the kids get really excited because they share a room, and they're excited because they're basically going to be getting their own rooms once we're done. And so they get really excited and they start drawing out maps of their rooms, like what their room's going to look like. And my son draws out a map of his bedroom, and we're not really paying attention to our kids. We're good parents like that. And so, like, my wife brings me the drawing, and she's just like, look, it's just all test tubes and, like, lab kits. Like,
stripper poles.
No, he's got a sliding glass door. He wants a sliding glass door as his main door for the bedroom. But everything else is like a science lab.
So you realize he's going to wake up one night and walk into the sliding glass door?
No, nothing like that. So, yes, Christy, attic master suite. That is basically what it is. No, not with a bathroom. That would be ideal, but I would have to basically.
Are you gonna have like a little peep, like in Deadwood where they had the pee thing?
No, we just would come downstairs and go to the bathroom. We just don't have the money or the funds or the loan to actually expand a second bathroom.
Why don't we start a GoFundMe pro?
That's okay. I don't need people's money
for you to get a bathroom up there.
We're
I see a problem.
Nope, that's not what we're doing.
Christy says you got Taffy's ball pit up there.
Do not have that either. Thanks for bringing that up. Anyway, a lot of hot hard work, but it's been
hot hard work.
It's not great unless it's hot and hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It just kind of gets rubbery after a while.
Yeah.
What's behind you
What are
now?
you talking about?
What's behind me? This is
Yoko Ono.
Yeah, this is Yoko Ono and the cover of Mind Games.
1973, John.
I was bringing it back around to the beginning of the show.
So Yoko Ono, who destroyed the Beatles.
You can see John too, but
Ono, this is where racist sense comes from.
It's not racism. It's not racism. It's just the fact that she destroyed the Beatles.
No, she did not.
I'm just saying.
She did not. I hate this. I hate the whole Yoko destroyed the Beatles. No, seriously, it gets kind of my blood pumping here. It's just like.
Well, that's good. It's good that you're still pumping.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I do when my blood gets pumping? I go up to the attic. some hardwood.
All right.
Hard pounded work.
I was watching something on YouTube. It was an old Living Color sketch, and they were doing "We Are the World" type thing. And someone goes, Yoko Ono comes in. What are you doing here? The same person invited Dan Aykroyd invited me. I just thought it was funny. Because we all said, come on, when we saw "We Are the World," it's like, what the fuck is Dan Aykroyd doing?
Right. I know, exactly.
So, so it's like, why would Yoko Ono be there?
Totally off topic.
It's so funny. I'm sorry.
Do it, Nick. Bring up something else other than Shaq just berating my shit.
We all.
I don't know. I like a good deal every now and then. I never ever go to McDonald's ever because I don't really like it.
You used to watch Let's Make a Deal?
No, but so I go to McDonald's though because I just for some reason back in my mind I went, let's go to McDonald's. I haven't been to McDonald's in forever, and
Big
so I'm
Mac,
like, right now I guess since this whole COVID stuff. They're trying to get as many people to come, just go through the drive-through window. They have these
go to Matt's attic.
Yeah.
Hey, the title of this episode has to be Matt's Attic.
Matt's Attic. Okay.
Why does it have to be my attic? I didn't even bring it up to the very end, and I'm just gonna. You guys can close out the show. I'm done. We've got 7 minutes left. Go ahead, Nick. Finally, say whatever you need to say.
Just gonna say, they got these deals right now, because I remember a while back they had 20 nuggets for $5. I was like, that's awesome.
What did you come with? 20 nuggets for $5?
Yeah,
I got my own sauce.
Yes. Go ahead. Deals. McDonald's.
So
nuggets.
Anyway, she the woman at the window goes, we have bundle deals right now. I was like, you do? And they're like, yeah, you can get 20 nuggets, 2 cheeseburgers, and 2 orders of fries for $10, or you can get 2 Big Macs, 2 orders of nuggets, and 20 nuggets for $15. I'm like, oh shit, really?
Like, I already have diabetes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, well, good
You want
God.
an extra large Coke to go with that?
No, they don't give you a drink. But I just thought it was a deal. $15 for like basically 2 or 3 meals.
Incredible deal.
Yeah. Like I said, I never go to McDonald's, so I was like, hey, all right, why not? All right, never mind. I don't know how that's all funny, but
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Turn it off. Turn it all off.
we haven't thanked the patrons yet.
That's right. So at this point, I guess we should wrap up the show since we're at this 2-hour mark, and nobody seems to complain. And
Matt wants to wrap up.
it's weird because we seem to get more listeners as the show progresses in the evenings. It's odd.
We go the distance, huh, Matt?
We go the distance. If you thought the first half of the show was serious, well, here's your special sauce. You get 20 nuggets for $15 on this show.
Matt's special sauce.
Wait. Why didn't they ask you that when you were still at the when you're ordering? Why didn't they tell
Well,
you
she
that?
did. The woman through the intercom. That's what I meant. But yeah, she did.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to get 20 nuggets, and that's all I was going to get. She's like, "Hey, give me 20 nuggets for $5 because I'll go home and get a Coke Zero." And she's like, "Oh, do you know we have the bundle deal right now going on?" I was like, "What's that?" And she was explaining to me on the mic, like, "Oh, you can get 2 cheeseburgers, 20 nuggets, and 2 orders of fries for $10, or you can get 2 Big Macs, 2 orders of fries, and 20 nuggets for $15." I was like, "Well, shit, give me that."
Does everyone else hate when they go, would you like to try
apple pie?
I don't hate it.
No, but
I've fallen prey to it more than once.
You try to. Well, that's you. So I just.
And Jack, it was for donating to a child's charity. You jackass.
What would you like to donate to a child charity?
I would not talk to him that way.
No. Well, if I want to, they have the little box up there I can give to Ron McConnell's house. Right? You don't have to bug me about doing this. So it's like when you go to PetSmart or whatever. Would you like to donate to the homeless dogs and cats? I go,
yes, I do.
Why? Why? They'll
because they're homeless.
They'll find food.
They'll become.
Mike says, "Chris, would you like to try this edible?" I have not had any tonight.
Wow,
just reminded me.
Wow, it really makes me feel.
You want people to eat. I'll eat your nuggets for an edible. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sure. I will go ahead with the rest of this podcast here, I guess, since I'm the only one sober enough to finish this out here. So, all right. So if you really like this show, and Sherry says that it should be hot, hard, and laying it down.
Wow.
So that's a pretty good title there, Sherry. Thank you. Kayla seconds that emotion, and on that note,
Twitch better without edibles.
Yes. By the way, since we're plugging things, Chris would like you to Twitch him. However you want to Twitch that guy, just Twitch him. He's been twitching this shit all over the place. Twitch him up. Follow his Twitch shit.
Yeah, I see like 15 times. I've never seen him.
If I did Twitch, I would totally Twitch him.
I got a case of the Jacks.
Basically like the Smurf.
I don't post that much of the J-Jack Facebook page.
No. Chris is totally worse. But no, I mean, if you want to Twitch him, Twitch it up. He deserves it.
I have done it once a night for the last
40
7
years
days.
old. He's Twitched it about 40 times. Twitch him up. That's all we want. Can my buddy get a Twitch? Just Twitch him, please, for the love of God. Look at this poor soul down here.
When did you turn into an old Southern woman?
I don't know.
You gotta give it a thing.
By the way,
was that?
This is
That's Bill. Actually, I slipped into Bill Cosby.
Twitch to be.
If you enjoy what you do on this show, and why would you?
Hey! You can. I'm Crazy TV. I did something on The Office on Pam and Jim. So anyway, if you like Pam and Jim, like The Office, check it out.
Oh my God, Jack's just promoting his shit now. Jesus.
Well, I think it's better than just posting it on Jane Jack Facebook page.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you doing
Mike
that.
says, "I do declare,"
which is from The Office.
Nick, Nick, is there anything that you would like to promote? Like anything at all? Like 20 chicken nuggets or something? I don't know.
You got it covered right now.
Okay, all right.
You can post your grandma's cookies now. You're become a old Southern.
Matt, thank you for doing my promotion for me. I appreciate
It's
it.
a family recipe.
I was just trying to twitch you out, man. That's what twitching is about.
I was gonna twitch you out.
If I can mention Twitch any more times, I would totally tweak it.
I'd actually like to promote dolphin paper. No dolphins are harmed in the production of the paper.
We know that for a fact.
I don't know it for a fact, but I'm sure
when they throw the net out to get the bundle of paper, do they catch dolphins in it?
They do go, the whole time. So,
fuck you, Flipper.
I appreciate that, Nick, and so does Dolphin Papers, whoever they are, and whatever they do as far as art supplies. But I do hear that they're still surviving this COVID.
That's a fucking porpoise, not a dolphin.
Bad motherfuckers. Okay, so anyway, trying to finish out this show since we are officially.
Matt, wrap it up, Matt. Let's go.
I am fucking trying to wrap this cake shit up.
To wrap it up?
Yeah, rabbit cake. If you enjoy everything that we do on the show, and basically you've had we kept the cold side cold and the hot side hot. This is clearly a hot side.
He's in the attic.
We make no guarantees on the hot because now you're guaranteeing that we keep it hot and cold. Come on, man.
All right, I just got to mute Jack. That's the only way to get. I'm going to mute you too. Don't you even fucking dare. Don't you dare. All right.
I'm a dictator. I'm a dictator.
Don't make me kick you out of the show. All right.
If you like the highway.
That's it. He's out. All right. If you enjoy this show and everything that we do, go ahead, go to jandjack.com. That's a really great place to start. You can become a patron through there. You can also click on the Amazon link. But we also enjoy if you just rate and review us. I'll let Jack back in because he's flipping us off. You can rate and review us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars, but, say like Jack needs to just shut the fuck up.
I almost tried a couple weeks ago. Really?
You can send us an email like Joanne.
I'm interrupting you to defend you for a second, Matt. To be fair, Mike, I muted myself.
Oh
no!
Okay.
I think that we should blame that on Matt.
Okay, so I'm not going to get off track with this. And this is all stuff in the chat. If you want to join us live, we have been keeping all of these shows live and free to everyone through this quarantine. Who knows how long this quarantine will last, but we do really enjoy all of the participants. Everyone from Miami, Mike, Sherry, Kim, Randy, John the UPS guy, Christy, not to mention, I guess, Kayla. She's a person that is joining us live.
Is she a real person? Do we know that for a fact?
We do. And also, M. Jesse, thank you again for joining us. Everyone that joins us live, Eckhart.
You get a car.
Chris,
that's going to buy a car.
Doran also joined us. No, we really do. This is a fun part of the show. All of the chat. We really had a serious conversation at the very beginning, and that is our show. We do tackle some serious stuff. We're friends, all 4 of us, believe it or not. And when we get together, we're processing a lot of what's going on. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to hear about this political bullshit, I've already. Well, you know what? We're processing.
It was topical. I mean, you couldn't over.
But all 4 of us, though, like seriously, like if you were hanging out with your friends, I'm just saying, like on any given night, you hang out with your buddies, right? You're going to talk about what's happening in the world, no matter what's going on. And this is a big thing that's going on, and that's basically what we did.
You can't ignore it.
Yeah, no, Matt, I just want to say to you, a big part of our conversation that was a very heavy conversation, and I know I, for one, can attest that I get pretty animated about these things too, and like I'm very passionate about it. And I think that I want to echo the messaging from this morning. Jesus Christ, what day is that? I don't even know.
It has been a long
earlier this podcast of that, like honestly, like just educate yourself as much as you can, find out as much as you can about everything. Try and stay positive. Try and learn. Listen to understand.
And let's all try to treat people with respect.
That too. And on the opposite side,
it's really that simple.
And on the opposite side of the show too, as Matt says, we like to have a good time. And
yes.
You know, contrary to some of the belief in the chat, no, I have not consumed an edible. But I do want to say I firmly believe that
I'm working on my flipping off.
I firmly believe that Jack is a negative influence on me, and he makes me tell crude jokes and continue on pretty much every week.
Those are the best influences.
I can't argue.
I also forgot to mention Kim. Thank you as well for joining us in the chat. There you go, Kayla. You were not the last person mentioned.
Kayla says she's on it every time.
And now Kim hates you. So good job, Matt.
Okay, no problem.
Anybody else you want to alienate? We're struggling for listeners as it is.
No, we are not.
Right.
Don't propagate that shit. Anyway, all right. Look, here we go.
I don't lie.
You got some names for us, do you?
I do have some names because I'm trying to close out this fucking show. And
just say the names.
Does it ever end?
So you can become a patron at any level, but there are a few patrons that make this show possible. We appreciate it. All that they do to make this show possible, it is the best. And I have come up with some names for them. I tried to make them Clint Eastwood themed tonight, just to make it special. So first of all, we have the outlaw Josie Tack, the good, the bad, and the Eckhart. No, I don't think you're ugly. Just
wow, now Eckhart fucking hates you. Well done, dude. Like you are literally knocking it out of the park.
I record a lot with Eckhart, and now he's gonna be blasting you instead of Jay.
Okay. Let me finish this. In the line of Ed, Space Cowboy Joanne, because NASA.
Well, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, agreed.
Greg.
Why don't you go Firefox?
No, don't question. If you want to do the name, fucking do the name. I do the names. That's my thing now.
You do a lot of things.
So Greg, Gran Torino, Greg, and I saved this best for last because still one of my favorites. The Bridges of Madison Maggie. Thank you all for doing what you do and making this show possible. This show, like all of the rest, are 1 in a million in my books.
Would it be better if it was $1 million Maggie?
Oh, yeah.
I don't wish that upon anybody.
Nice.
I don't wish that upon anybody.
Nice job, Nick. That was much better.
No, that is not. If you knew what happened to the $1 million baby, you would not be like that.
Christy's been drinking because she said, Matt, you're fine. Don't listen to him.
And Mike says, big thanks to 20 McNugget Matt.
Boom. And there we go.
Great show, guys. 1 in a million.
Great show, kids. 1 in a million.
Fuck.
Great show, guys. It's 1 in a million.
You got 3 of us saying it.
All right, I'm going to one up you guys because I was watching Back to the Future. One of the greatest.
You're always trying to up people.
Great Scott.
Always.
Great Scott.
I had a lot of fun with you guys tonight. Thank you. I personally, I needed this laugh. So I appreciate you, everybody who was here in the chat and even you three.
Thanks for everyone joining us in the chat. And again, it was fun. Fun and the first, actually, I guess the first part wasn't fun, but it was, we had to, had to be said.
It needed to be said.